Hello there, welcome back to Rome. Last time we stole all the islands from Portugal, and we also discovered a fair share of land. Currently we're at war with England. We were also at war with Aragon, which we took three provinces from, Pyreneo, Girona, and the Baleares. And today we're basically just going to kick England's ass. The goal with England will be to take Scotland as our prisoner, I guess. And, well, the goal will be to just vassalize them. Straight up vassalize them. And we'll also create Northumberland. So I should probably just go straight north here and siege Northumberland, more so than anything else. And then we can just get on with it, basically. And if I can, I'll take Normandy, Picardy, and also Calais. Create myself a little bit of, well, a nice area to live in, if you will. And hopefully this war won't take too long. It shouldn't take, well, too much longer. We have already taken London. So in terms of, in terms of war exhaustion, that should be rather high. And this 2,000 man army is actually doing a pretty good job against that English, well, coalition, if you will. But they definitely need to be defeated, and this is the army to do it. Funnily enough, that's actually fact. That is the army to do it. We did defeat them, although we suffered some losses. I think we're just going to go for straight Northumberland here, because I don't want to sacrifice too much for a, well, not worthy enough cause. So I'll just go ahead, try and add some pressure to Northumberland, and we'll play with the English army if necessary. But right now, it doesn't look like that will become a necessity. In terms of taking land, I can take this, and most likely Northumberland too, without any problems from the English side. So I just need to siege Northumberland. This will be done with. We'll see how that goes. Oh. That's a problem. Do we have a leader? No, we don't. Fine. So I need to deal with these rebels. There's a rather big English army here, but nothing that we can't handle, per se. They actually got negative modifier as well. And Edward is just a fire general, so good luck there, Chuck. You're not looking too good. But anyways, we're going to deal with these Aragonese rebels, and we actually have some Catalonian rebels as well. So I think I'll just have to increase the autonomy, just to, well, stop that. And as you can see, we're losing a lot of men to these rebels, and that is because they basically have the same tech as I do, and thus, well, becomes a major concern and issue. But we can do this peace deal. It should be fairly alright, although I will have increased rebel chances for a while, and potentially a coalition against me. And I'm also massively overextended because I didn't consider the fact that I need to finish the conversion of the islands. My bad. We'll fabricate a claim on Fife, and we'll release Northumberland. Why did I actually call this place? This is a silly plan. And I probably lost some there. Yeah, I lost a lot of admin power doing that. My bad. But I should be fair. I should be fair. I should be fine even so, I think. Let's just release Northumberland, because we will still get the claim fabricated. And it will also have with my issue of having a, well, tremendous amount of negative repercussions, if you will. Military Tech 9 has been reached to the Star Fort, Conductor, Lance Connecting, and Reformed Galley Infantry, as well as I can now build a Star Fort. Rather useful upgrades, I'll be honest. And we'll probably just upgrade the armies right away. We'll go for Lance Connecting. And I'll keep an eye on the rebels here. 4.7 years, as you can see. We have 2.2 years, 9 years, so definitely a little bit to worry about. We now have our claim on the Scottish province, and with that we'll declare war. France will most likely accept, which means that I get myself into a scuffle with them, which is currently why I'm fabricating a claim on Dauphine. Again, making the borders look a little bit neater, not much, but a little bit. And I'm pretty sure I can actually fight this war with just my troops. I am at tech ahead of France. So in terms of military power, I should be perfectly alright in assuming that I will be able to kick their ass. And also will also very likely stop them in their tracks in this war. But I'll be using my troops here to just deal with Scotland rather quickly, and that should be fine. I'll also go ahead and reduce the war exhaustion, because again, I do have some rebel issues. Cape Verde, Azores, Madeira, for instance, are basically places that I can't, in, well, most cases not upgrade my or up the autonomy, but we'll do it now just to secure or stop any potential rebels. So let's just go ahead and declare war on Scotland. We'll be taking 5th, and the plan here is actually very straightforward. We'll be taking those 2 provinces, we'll be sending the rest to, well, France per se, and hopefully that should be enough here to just, well, knock him out, if you will. These troops will of course be sent, sorry, all of you guys will be sent south to do some sieging, and of course I'll protect these troops with hopefully my troops here, unless they now get caught and thus screwed over. So I might as well just move those troops there. We'll be moving those troops there in response to help. And I think, yeah, we should be able to win this pretty much, but we still were the ones that suffered the greatest losses, and that is a concern. So I'll have to take that into account here. It seems like they're actually running to Dauphine, so we'll be moving our troops there to counter, and hopefully here I can actually catch them in, well, Dauphine. That would be rather good, although I'll probably get some negative modifiers now since I'm attacking in a rather, well, mountain and also bad region for attacks that. But I think we'll just stand back now, because again we have destroyed or at least beaten their army severely. So as long as I just hang back, I should be fine. And Lyon, Armagnac, and to some degree also Granada, if they would have bothered going through Lyon, should be able to handle our enemy here rather easily. I'll just have to keep an eye on the coring, that is, of this area. Unfortunately, here you can see I can't actually core that because I'm at war with another person who has a core there. In this case, the French. So I have to take that in consideration as well, and that is kind of concerning, to be perfectly honest. But as long as I can slowly but surely make my way through France, I should be fine. Castile gets the Iberian wedding. Kind of late. Far too late, I dare say. Because again, there's still a ton of Andalusian patriots, they have noble rebels, and this actually makes it far easier to take, for instance, Valencia and Barcelona from Aragon. Although, cost-wise, it's not really that efficient, but again, it's one of those things that should be fine. I'll just have to keep an eye out. Let's speak about keeping an eye out. I have not, and I lost that mercenary army, but I'll just have to create a new one. It's not a problem. I only have half my mercenaries now because I did accept that event that basically you curtail your mercs, you get rid of half of them, or the country goes to war against you, or something like that. But anyways, it should be fine. We'll just have to be a little bit more careful in our decisions here of sieging of everything. And I'll probably go over to just regular troops downline anyways, so it should be fine. I guess we'll spend it generously right now, because why not? We have a ton of money already. But of course, again, Burgundy will not give the French military access, which is wonderful. They are at war with them though, so I have no idea what the French are actually doing here. They're going to Charolais, which is, well, the Lyon army is ground. They did not get any native modifiers, which is kind of bad, but we still kick their ass. So they'll slowly but surely get weathered down, and with that we should be fine. And if I send this army now, no, I don't want to send it from top. We'll send it to Poitou and we'll use it to siege Angers. Just upgrade to 6,000 men sieging armies, I think, for the safety of my armies in this war. And with France, the goal, of course, would be to take some land for Armagnac, and also take again Dauphine for myself. So that should be fine. I'll just sit back. The war itself should not be a concern. It should not be a problem, and it will be done very, very soon. After getting a general involved, this war became a lot easier. As you can see, we just won a pretty major battle. It was basically, well, I didn't have any artillery, but still kicked their ass. And it was a battle where we attacked them in Ile-de-France. And as you can see here, currently we are definitely ahead in terms of control here. I just need to siege the last remnants of the French provinces, and then this war is basically done. Now, France does still have some armies in Flanders, for instance, and that could, of course, become a really big issue. But I'm perfectly well. I can almost guarantee that it should be safe. Cape Verde is, however, a hotspot here, as you can see. But there we go. With the conversion of the province done, everything is fine. And funnily enough here, the army that I was speaking about just popped up. It returned. And even so, just now they got... Sure, we'll get a +1 to missionary strength. Stability drop. We have a new heir, Lucino, or a new emperor. Lucino Bax 533. Feeling alright, fellow? Did I just become, or did I just die? Myself, the Empress. No, Efrosina just died, and that is why I got a double stability hit. And Lucino is now the new ruler of the Roman Empire. But yeah, we should be perfectly fine here. That's most of the army's done. All I really need to do now is just siege. I did lose another 3,000 man army though, so that's kind of a issue per se, because I'm basically out of mercs. But it's about time to upgrade them anyways, so I'm going to do that just after this war. I'm probably going to set up another 16,000 man army, just so I have some power. And the Emperor has enacted a reform. We get -1 to national unrest, which is wonderful. The Emperor gets diplomacy +1, diplomatic reputation +1. Other than that, I don't really have any concerns per se, because we are, again, we're perfectly suited for that. Provence declared war on France, Flanders, Luxembourg. They are fighting Provence, and of course Provence is going to get their ass handed to them here. Protestant Reformation has begun, and who do you think is going to hit hardest? I'm going to put my money on me. And it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Anyways, again, Armagnac is who I will be looking forward to growing here, as well as my own lands per se, or of course. Dauphine will be mine. Other than that, everything else will go to Armagnac in this war. So that should be fine. But apparently, this even is a little bit too much for the Frenchies. So I think we'll just have to go for this then. It'll make it look a little bit ugly. Not just a little bit, but it'll make it look a little bit ugly, but at least I'll be getting some land from this war, so that's fine. For the time being, we'll just wait, and it should be over very, very soon. There we go, France is now willing to accept our terms, which is wonderful, and you'll also pay war reparations to me, so I'm probably going to get a shock here sometime when I suddenly do not get the money that I want anymore. France will be giving Dauphine to myself, and Auvergne and Charolais to Armagnac. I'll be suffering 6 aggressive expansion apparently, and that should be fine, which was kind of interesting. Base of 12.1, it seems like I'm actually getting Armagnac's aggressive expansion here, but we'll just see how that goes. I should probably do a series where I kind of, well, experiment and see how things actually work, and I'm kind of tempted to do that. We'll have to see. The site, level 9 admin tech, production efficiency increased by 10%, and it allows me to use force march orders, marching much faster than military power. And we'll also do an upgrade here to diplomatic tech to level 8. Trade trains increased by 10, can now build dry dock and a trade depot. Very useful things. Now I'm actually over close to 100%, which is kind of awkward, but I'm still pretty much safe here. 7 years until the next revolt, and as my war exhaustion goes down, that will also solve itself. Brittany here will probably just get eaten by me if I can, straight up annexation, so I'm going to fabricate a claim on the 2 provinces that I can. And other than that, as I said, mercenaries are going to be completely relieved of their duties, at least for a little while here. And I'm currently building another 16,000 man army here in Italy, and we're going to be building another one pretty much right away, I think. Again, more or less to prepare ourselves for war. Did Venice just declare war on the Ottomans? Venetia just declared war on the Ottomans. This is going to be interesting. Mamluks is being kicked by the Ottomans, so they are doing well. It's not like Venice is taking advantage of a low moment here. They are just being stupid. And as you can see, we actually have a force limit now of 100,000 troops, so that's good. That's very good. For the time being, though, I'll just sit back and we'll consider what to do. We have Northumberland, and of course, why do I not just make peace with the Scots here? They are now our vassals, and with that, my diplomatic relations are at their maximum. And with that, I should probably start improving relations with most likely Granada and Leon, because they are definitely getting closer to the point where I will annex them. And who am I actually doing? Who's that Croatia, of course. I was kind of thinking, how many I have Grenada, I have Leon, I have Northumberland, I have Scotland. Who's the sixth one? Croatia, of course, that we kind of neglected for ages. But Grenada and Leon will definitely be next at more or less the same time, because they're basically, well, they are basically once this area has been conquered, they've basically expanded their use, of course. So we'll have to see what we'll do with that. Portugal is also interesting. So far, they don't really have, as far as I can see, any colonial nations, which means they don't have 5 provinces in an area in the New World just yet. So I'll have to deal with that. But we'll continue next time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.